Hey, what is going on, guys? It is Young here, and today I'm back in another Fortnite video, and in today's video, I'm going to be giving you guys some more tips and tricks when it comes to winning more gunfights here in Chapter 2. I'm going to be giving you guys some tips when it comes to winning more gunfights, outplaying other players, and ultimately getting more wins. And before we get into the video, I have a V-Buck giveaway. I'm going to be giving away 2,000 V-Bucks, and if you guys want a chance to enter this giveaway, all you guys have to do is to drop a like on this video, make sure you guys are subscribed to my channel, turn on my post notifications, and also leave a comment down below of your Xbox gamer tag, your PSN gamer tag, or Epic account. And you guys will be automatically entered into my next giveaway, which I'm giving away 2,000 V-Bucks. If you guys want some free V-Bucks, make sure you guys do enter into the giveaway. And alright guys, let's go right to the video. Alright, so here in this gameplay, I ended up dropping about 17 kills, so it's a pretty beefy solo gameplay. I usually don't drop this many kills because I just feel like it's hard to find this many people, but I did end up dropping 17 kills in this game. So when it comes to gunfights in Fortnite, I really do feel like every gunfight you get into is going to be a little bit different because not every single person you run into is going to have the same playstyle. Plus, you don't really know before they get into the gunfight. You really don't know what kind of loot they have. So it can be very difficult to judge and to have a consistent, proof or error-free way of winning every single gunfight. But when it does come to gunfights in this game, I feel like a lot of people do a lot of similar type of things. A lot of certain players, like PC players, go for certain type of edits that I've noticed, and vice versa, controller players focus on certain type of things. So when you are in a gunfight, I do notice patterns, if that makes sense. I do notice patterns in the way people play, but as I mentioned earlier, or a couple seconds ago, that every gunfight you get into is going to be a little bit different. So I wanted to be talking about the gunfight specifically that I fought in this 17 kill game, and hopefully some of these tips can really help you guys out a lot when it comes to winning gunfights against other players, because there really isn't like an error-free 100% way to challenge every gunfight, because every gunfight's going to be different. You don't know what type of, you might off spawn have some really bad loot, the other guy might have a lot better loot, so you're going to have to, in that situation, challenge a little bit different than you normally would have. So it's very dependent on, how many mats you got, the location you're at, the weapons, all that kind of stuff. So I wanted to be talking about the gunfights here in this video, and hopefully some of these might actually help you guys out. So here I am with 4 kills right off the spawn, and one thing about I guess since they put the lightsabers in the game, it's super annoying to fight against, but there is going to be a few things. I'll just give you kind of like my suggestions with it, because I'm pretty sure it's only going to be in the game for a few more days. With the lightsabers, the best way to really go about those type of players is the only way you can hit them is if they swing. So, and also there's another way you can hit them if you shoot at them enough times. I mean, you have to literally put like 300 shots into them, and then their lightsabers will break. So if you have enough ammo in the late game, just light them up, and eventually their lightsaber is going to break, or at least be exposed for a second, and then you can laser them and finish them off very easily. Because that's the most people that I run into are just people who just walk around holding LT, deflecting every single bullet you shoot at them. So when it comes to those type of players, it's just, I would say you have to be really, really patient. You have to either spam at them, or you have to get close enough to where they try to take a swing at you. And if they take a swing at you, that's when you're able to shoot them back. And that's what I did in the past 2 fights. I was a little bit closer than I really wanted to, but in order to get shots on them, I had to have them swing. Otherwise, I would just have to spam like 3,000 rounds into them for it to break. But the lightsabers and things like that, not going to be in the game for the longest time. So I do have 6 kills, 24 people left, and I got shot a few times from the player in front of me. So I did notice this guy was about to get into a gunfight, so it's really not the best suggestion to take shots from this type of range, especially on the HP that I have, because if you're ever out of minis and it comes to long distance fights, it's really not the best option, because one thing you guys have to know about long distance fights is most of the time you're not going to get knocks on the other players unless it's like a third party type of situation. Otherwise, if it's just a one-on-one from range, it could be good for getting chip damage, but if you already don't have any more shield or extra shield to carry, or extra shield to take if you get shot, then it is very, very risky, because then you risk the chance of getting shot back at, and then now you got to challenge that player with no shield, which is just something you guys don't want to be into, because if the other player has shield and you don't, then it can be much more difficult to win in that fight. So you have to be very, very careful when it comes to long distance fights, and you really do have to choose your shots carefully, when to challenge and when not to challenge, because getting chip damage can be very good, but if you don't have any extra shield, you can't really risk having those 50-50 fights unless the player is looking in the complete opposite way. And one thing, one fight, never, ever challenge, guys. Never, ever do it. Is when it comes to those long distance fight, even like a good medium range, not like point blank, but good medium range to long range. If they're already looking at you and you see them, don't ever try to peek with your assault rifle, because here in Chapter 2, you guys know the sniper rifles, they're basically common. You can find them. If you want a sniper rifle in Chapter 2, you can find a sniper rifle very easily. Takes absolutely no time at all. It's not like finding a pump shotgun. Like a good pump, not like a great pump. That gun's trash. But like finding a good pump, or finding an AUG. It's not like that. Snipers are extremely easy to find, and literally everyone in this game carries a sniper. I don't even know a single person that doesn't, except for players who try to frag out in pubs like myself, because I don't have any room to carry a sniper rifle because I'm trying to get as many kills as possible. So I need a pump, AR, SMG, and I also need to carry as many heals as I can. So I really don't have any room to carry a sniper rifle. It's not like the heavy sniper where I can just break someone's walls. So it's just not a good idea to carry for myself. But everyone else in this game, all the little Timmies, they will carry the sniper rifles. So when it comes to long distance fights, if they're already looking at you, your best bet is to just rush them. And when you're rushing, just go ahead and just ramp towards them, get close enough, and then take that close range fight. Because the best case scenario, you maybe touch the guy for 30 damage, and the best case scenario for you is you get shot for 200 damage by little Timmy with the sniper rifle. That's just what I've noticed. So those type of fights are just utterly stupid to challenge, just because little Timmies carry sniper rifles. So long range fights, unless you're trying to go for a sniper yourself and you want to take that 50-50 risk, you can go for it. But it's just not worth the risk, because you have to really focus the risk versus reward. The reward is maybe you get him for 30 damage, 60 if you're lucky, and the risk is you can get shot for 100, lose all your shield, or you can get one shot and end up dying to little Timmy because of his sniper rifle. So the risk versus reward are not good from the long range fights. So if you're losing a lot of games, that could be a major reason why you're taking bad challenges and bad shots that are just not very good, because you always have to analyze the risk versus reward when you're taking gunfights. And when it comes, especially when it comes to those 50-50 gunfights, if the risk is too much, if you're risking taking too much damage versus the reward isn't as much, it's not going to be very good to challenge. So you always want to put yourself at the best possible advantage every single time you are in a gunfight. You don't ever want to have a situation where it's 50-50, but they have an advantage to hit you for a lot more damage, and they have the opportunity to, strike you for all of your shield. Maybe even one-shot you. That's probably not the type of gunfight you want to be in, unless you're the one who challenged the gunfight, and you're the one who wants to go for that type of shot. Then in that case, that can make sense. And what I mean is, when I'm talking about shotgun fights, sometimes if I know a guy's weak, I'm probably gonna W key in their box and try to make a play, just because I know the player is very weak, and the chances of them hitting for 200 damage are very low, just because the only guns who can do that are going to be the purple and gold pump, which most people don't have. From time to time, they might get it off spawn, but that's a gunfight I'm worth challenging. I usually never W key too hard when the guy has max HP, because I feel like that's just not a very good idea. But if I know the player is weak, I know the other player is going to be low on HP, it's probably going to be in my best interest to play very quick, and I hedge my bets, and I think it's a very good challenge. So like I mentioned, each gunfight is going to be different, but I think the best way to minimize your chance of taking bad gunfights and losing a lot of your games is to really just look at the risk versus reward when you're challenging the fight. If you know you're not good at box fights, if you know you get one pumped every single time you go into box fights, you want to approach that with a different strategy, and maybe box fights aren't going to be the move for you. And I definitely know this to be true when it comes to you console players, because with console, you do have shadows, and shadows makes it 10 times harder to fight box fights. So if you're playing on console or anything like that, or you have a severe disadvantage in box fights because of the shadows, it's just so much harder to see people, then you want to take the least amount of box fights possible. You always want to go with the biggest advantage that you have. So my advantage is going to be LT, so knocking people from range. Of course, when they're not looking at me, if they're not looking at me, I'll take shots from range. I have a really good SMG shot, and my pump shot, that's like 20 damage. I'll hit my pump shots, but I'll hit for 20. So SMG is going to be my strong suit, so that's going to be the number one thing I'm going to be focusing on when I go into fights, because that's going to be my biggest strength. And so you really have to look at your strengths versus weaknesses, and that's going to be the best and surest way to win the most amount of gunfights possible. And with that being said, that's a wrap up for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you guys liked it. If you guys did, make sure you do drop a like, subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already. Turn on my post notifications so you guys are notified for every single new video. And alright guys, I'll see you next video.